Hello and welcome to Grind Slime TV with me, your host Aaron. And today we're looking at a grand classic from the early 90s death metal scene. We're talking 1991's The Rack by Asphyx. Banger of an album. Got the open it up there with the full Axel Herman artwork. Nice, nice, nice. This is back when the band were good and they had that really cool old school death metal sound. Got all the lyrics and stuff there, covering a range of topics from ancient torture methods, religion, insanity, despair, misery, etc., misanthropy, and whatnot. Very cool stuff. We whack it over, and on the other side, for those of you who are inclined, nice little mini poster there. But I like putting up mini posters and stuff, but when it comes as part of the actual booklet, and I like my CDs to be together. I'll get it out, because like, as you all know, if you've got that sitting on your shelf, like yeah, it's cool, but it's not without it. It's not complete. You know what I mean? They don't just make the artwork as a side job. It's part of the whole package. Mm-mm-mm. Absolutely. This is the 2006 reissue, so it's got the album live as well over in Holland. Oh yes, was it Holland? Yes, it is Holland, yeah. And it's got a, nice selection of tracks on there. So you got 20 tracks in total on this bad boy. Really cool atmosphere throughout. Riffs for days. You've got like what I like about this is that though it gets nice and slow in places, it's not slow in a boring way. You know, like how a lot of bands are like, oh, we're doomed because we let our notes ring out for like an hour. It's like, well, yeah, but you're boring Doom. And though this isn't a Doom record, it's got Doom influences in there for sure. Really nice slope. And the title track, The Rack, which is a good 9.5 minute beast, is sorry, like just 9 minutes and 5 seconds. You've got the time on the back and everything. You can't go wrong. That's a really cool track. It's got its slow parts, but it's really like filled out with like really cool synth sounds. And the vocals are fantastic. They sound like a wailing maniac. Always nice. Uh, good enunciation as well, so always a bonus. All round, the musicianship's really cool. Like the riffs that when they get heavy, like in a sort of more sort of mid-paced kind of sense, you really do get those really nice palm muted bit of groove going. And this isn't the fastest album in the world by any stretch of the imagination, but it does not take away from it at all. You know, it's got those nice, cool sort of like mid-paced to quick parts going on. You know, you've got a lot of the whole sort of going on, that sort of thing. So think like a same sort of speed as sort of like obituary kind of thing, But this isn't a million miles away from obituary in the sense of like how the vocals sound, the production wise, the sort of riffage and the drums. I mean, it sounds like a completely different band. Of course, it does. It hasn't quite got that sort of Celtic frost worship thing going on. There's by this point there's quite a few more extreme metal bands out to sort of push the influences, but this is definitely an influential album by its own right. I love the back there with the claws and the nasty bits from the rack there, and yeah, so definitely worth getting hold of. This and their second album, Last One on Earth, they're the only two I like that I've heard, because I heard a bunch of their stuff from afterwards, and I was like, this again, you know. A lot of the sort of early 90s bands kind of, they venture off into those other bits like, oh, we want to play music that makes money. And it's like, okay, fine, but why don't you start off doing that? You know what I mean? Or start another band. But no, so some of their latest stuff apparently is supposed to be pretty good, but I haven't gotten around to it. And whether I do or not is a whole other thing. But this is absolutely essential listening. It's on YouTube, it's on Spotify, and anywhere you can stream, this is on there, or at least it very well should be on there. This is an absolute classic, and yeah, 100% something that needs to be checked out if you're into your extreme metal and your death metal, particularly the old school stuff. If you haven't heard this band, which for most of you I would doubt, but obviously there's always new people here. So if you're a young'un, Asphyx, The Rack, and then with the last one on Earth. So yeah, make it happen. Absolute classic from 1991. Have a good day. Support the underground and your local scene, and I'll see you on the next one.